Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another video from our Rebrand Revolution course. And this is video number 10. And today, we're turning our attention to the fascinating world of custom GPTs. My name is Lynette Chandler from Thrive Anywhere, and I am thrilled to guide you through the first part of creating your own custom GPT using the content that you already have. So, what's a custom GPT? Well, simply put, a custom GPT or generative pre-trained transformer is an AI model designed to generate text-based content. Now, you may be thinking, why bother? The answer is simple because you want to create a GPT to help you get traffic and leads. Now, let's talk about what you need to create your custom GPT. First, you need a paid GPT account. Second, you need content, of course. And in this case, we're using pre-written content that has already been written for you. And you can also use content that you wrote yourself. Now let's walk through the steps to create your custom GPT. Number one, gather and organize your existing content. This will be the training material for your GPT. For brevity, I'm going to use the content from our workbook named Coping with Anxiety. If you're using pre-written content, I would encourage you to add your own material. You could also add other pre-written content that you have purchased, but you want to keep them all in one really narrow topic. For example, for this GPT that we will create here today, you do not want to add content about nutrition. Even though nutrition is really an adjacent topic, but you want to make sure that any content that you feed the GPT comes from the angle of addressing anxiety. Once you have collected your material, you want to clean it up so you have better training material. For example, if you're using a workbook like I am, you want to strip all of that out and only extract the text or the actual content itself. This way, you make sure that you're not including any unnecessary information. Thankfully, there is a really easy way to do that. A simple search online and you'll find lots of free tools that you can use to do this. One such that you can use is PDF Candy. This is an example of what the extracted content may look like. Now, you will notice it has lots of repeats and some that may not be relevant information for training. Like this here, you want to delete them. As for the questions, that's really up to you. If you think the question will help train your GPT, you can leave them in. Also, you should go over the content to make sure it sounds something like you'd say. Your next step is to open ChatGPT, click Explore GPTs, and create. You can start with the Create tab, which is really the easiest way, but I like to start from the Configure tab, so I have more control over it. Enter a name and a description. You can change all of this later on and even ask it to create a name and image for you. This next part here, the instructions, this is the important part, and it goes back to what you want your GPT to do. Now, naturally, we want to get traffic and generate leads, but that's not useful to anyone but ourselves. So since we are using a workbook about anxiety, the reason for this GPT's existence should be to help people who fit your target audience cope with their anxiety. Your instructions should specify what it should do, which we've already established, how you want it to behave, and what it should avoid. First, I'll enter this. This tells the GPT what it does and the kind of tone you want it to use. And this tells it to follow a set format. Now, since we're talking about healthcare, you want to include a disclaimer. And this part here tells your GPT where to get its information. And finally, you instruct the GPT to end with a blurb to your website. I only put WebMD here as an example. Then we upload the workbook content and any additional content that you have created. Also, I uploaded a file with closing text just to make sure that it consistently uses our blurb here, which is key for us. Keep the web browsing capabilities on and turn off dolly image generation, because that really is not relevant for this topic. You can skip the actions part. That is useful for more advanced users and to help you tune your GPT more, but it's not necessary to begin with. Click Create and wait for it to work. Congratulations! You have created a custom GPT with your private label content. You are far from done, however, because this is just to get your GPT up and running. Your next step is to train and fine-tune your GPT. And we'll do that next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and share it with your fellow entrepreneurs. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next video where we'll continue with this custom GPT process. I'll see you then.